Hey, movie nerds! Today, we're stepping into Ben-Hur, a 1959 epic historical drama that explores themes of vengeance, faith, and redemption. A story that asks us to look deeper, to question, and to feel beyond the surface. I'm glad you're here, because together we'll unravel the hidden layers, the subtle details, and the little moments that whisper the heart of the film. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Let's keep exploring these stories that shape how we see the world. Now, settle in, open your mind, and let's dive into the depths of this cinematic journey. From the very first sweeping shot, the film thrusts us into the grandeur and turmoil of ancient Rome, a world of political power, personal honor, and spiritual upheaval. It's a place where the lives of ordinary people and emperors alike are caught in the throes of history's relentless tide. This is a tale of a man whose life is shattered by betrayal, who is stripped of everything he holds dear and thrust into a journey across deserts and seas, from slavery to glory, from despair to spiritual awakening. The sheer scale of the story is breathtaking, but beneath the vast arenas and sweeping chariot races lies a deeply personal narrative of loss, struggle, and ultimately, forgiveness. The plot centers around Judah, a prince of a noble Jewish family living in Jerusalem during the Roman occupation. His world is one of privilege and tradition until a fateful betrayal by a childhood friend sets off a chain of events that lead to his wrongful imprisonment and enslavement. This friend, consumed by jealousy and ambition, not only destroys Judah's family but also becomes an instrument of Roman authority, symbolizing the complex entanglements of friendship, power, and betrayal. Judah's fall from grace is harrowing, his dreams and hopes seemingly crushed beneath the wheels of Roman chariots and the cold machinery of empire. But this is not merely a story of vengeance, it's a powerful journey of transformation. Stripped of his status and thrust into the brutal life of a galley slave, Judah's resolve is tested on unforgiving seas. His resilience, courage, and unwavering spirit propel him forward, setting the stage for an epic quest for justice. His eventual rise to fame as a charioteer is one of the most thrilling and visually stunning sequences in cinema history, a heart-pounding spectacle of speed, strategy, and sheer will. This race is not just a contest of horses and men but a symbolic battleground where past grievances collide with the possibility of redemption. Intertwined with Judah's personal odyssey is the larger backdrop of a world in transition, the clash between Roman imperial might and the emerging spiritual revolution embodied by a carpenter from Nazareth. The film delicately weaves these narratives, juxtaposing the brutal politics of power with moments of profound faith and compassion. This spiritual thread adds depth and universality to the story, inviting viewers to contemplate themes of mercy, sacrifice, and hope amidst suffering. The relationships at the core of the story are complex and charged with emotional intensity. The bond between Judah and his mother and sister, torn apart by betrayal, adds a poignant layer of human tragedy. His conflicted connection with his betrayer reflects the painful consequences of envy and ambition. And his encounters with key figures, Roman officials, loyal friends, and the mysterious Nazarene, chart a path from hatred toward forgiveness. These relationships fuel the narrative's emotional resonance, anchoring the grand spectacle in intimate human experience. The film's visual and technical achievements are legendary. Its sweeping cinematography captures vast landscapes and intricate set pieces with epic grandeur. The chariot race, a centerpiece of the film, is a masterpiece of direction and editing, combining tension, speed, and danger in a sequence that still captivates audiences decades later. The elaborate costumes, authentic sets, and meticulous attention to historical detail immerse viewers in a bygone era, making the ancient world come alive with vivid immediacy. But beyond the spectacle lies a story that asks difficult questions. What does justice truly mean? Can vengeance ever lead to peace? How does faith transform a man's soul? The film does not shy away from these questions, instead weaving them into the fabric of its narrative. It challenges viewers to reflect on the cost of hatred and the power of forgiveness, on the intersection of history and spirituality, and on the enduring human capacity for change. As the story hurtles toward its climax, the stakes rise with every turn. The chariot race becomes a crucible where fate and determination collide, friendships are tested, and destinies are irrevocably altered. The tension is electric, the outcome uncertain until the very last wheel turns. The film's final acts deliver both thrilling spectacle and profound emotional closure, culminating in moments of quiet grace that linger long after the applause fades. This cinematic journey is not only a feast for the eyes but a meditation on the human spirit's resilience and capacity for renewal. It invites us to witness the epic and the intimate, the brutal and the transcendent, wrapped in a story that has echoed through generations. Prepare to be transported to a world where honor and faith clash, where the past's shadows threaten the future, and where a man's journey from vengeance to forgiveness offers a timeless lesson on the power of grace. So, whether you're here for the legendary chariot race, the stirring performances, or the profound themes that elevate the film beyond its era, you're in for an unforgettable experience. Let's unravel the layers, discover the nuances, and dive deep into a story that continues to captivate and inspire. The story begins in the ancient city of Jerusalem, a place of bustling streets, religious fervor, and simmering tension under Roman rule. We are introduced to Judah Ben-Hur, a young man born into a noble Jewish family, whose life is steeped in privilege and expectation. The early scenes paint a portrait of a man at ease in his world, confident in his status, surrounded by family and friends. His relationship with Messala, his childhood companion turned Roman tribune, is one of camaraderie and mutual respect. Two boys raised together, their futures seemingly intertwined. But beneath this surface of friendship lies an undercurrent of difference and impending conflict. Messala, now a rising power within the Roman military, embodies the imperial might that increasingly threatens the autonomy and traditions of Judah's people. His loyalty has shifted toward Rome, and with it comes a rigid adherence to the empire's demands, setting the stage for the clash between personal bonds and political allegiance. The tension reaches a breaking point during a tense encounter in Jerusalem streets, where an explosion disrupts the fragile peace, and accusations fly. Messala demands Judah's cooperation to identify a rebel responsible for the attack, but Judah refuses, unwilling to betray his people or compromise his principles. This defiance is not merely a personal choice but a declaration of identity and resistance, signaling a rift that will fracture their friendship and alter their destinies. The consequences are swift and devastating. Messala, viewing Judah's refusal as betrayal, orchestrates a brutal public humiliation. Judah is arrested, and in a harrowing moment, sentenced to the galleys, a punishment tantamount to a death sentence. His mother and sister are imprisoned, left vulnerable in a city increasingly hostile to their family. This fall from grace shatters Judah's world, transforming him from a privileged nobleman to a slave condemned to toil beneath the Roman sun. Stripped of his status and cast into the harsh life of a galley slave, Judah's days become a grueling test of endurance and will. The relentless rhythm of rowing under a scorching sun, the harsh discipline of Roman overseers, and the camaraderie and despair among fellow slaves paint a brutal picture of suffering. Yet even in this abyss, Judah's spirit remains unbroken. His determination to survive and one day reclaim his freedom becomes the fire that drives him forward. During a fierce naval battle, Judah's resilience shines through. His bravery and skill catch the attention of a Roman admiral, Quintus Arrius, who intervenes to save Judah from certain death. Impressed by Judah's spirit, Arrius adopts him as his son, lifting him from slavery into the relative luxury of Roman society. This reversal of fortune sets Judah on a new path, one fraught with its own challenges and responsibilities. As Judah navigates this unfamiliar world, he undergoes a transformation, not only in status but in perspective. The boy who once walked Jerusalem streets now dons Roman armor, trained as a soldier and educated in the ways of empire. Yet beneath the surface, the fire of vengeance still burns. Judah's heart remains tied to his family's suffering and the betrayal that set him on this path. His dual identity, Roman by circumstance, Jewish by birth, creates a tension that will shape his choices and alliances. Parallel to Judah's journey, the film introduces other key figures who populate this world of shifting loyalties and moral complexity. His mother and sister, confined and desperate, embody the cost of political strife on ordinary lives. Their plight fuels Judah's resolve, humanizing his quest. Meanwhile, Messala's rise within the Roman ranks is marked by ambition and ruthlessness, his actions embodying the empire's oppressive hand. His vendetta against Judah is as much personal as political, intertwining their fates in a bitter struggle. One of the most electrifying developments in this part of the story is Judah's entry into the chariot racing arena. This ancient sport, a brutal contest of speed, skill, and danger, becomes the stage for Judah's quest for vengeance and redemption. The preparation scenes build tension and anticipation, the forging of chariots, the training of horses, and Judah's determination to master a dangerous art. The race itself, when it comes, is a spectacle of breathtaking intensity, choreographed with meticulous detail and visceral energy. The chariot race is not merely a thrilling set piece but a crucible where characters' ambitions, fears, and loyalties collide. Judah's skill and courage on the track earn him not only victory but a measure of justice. Yet, the outcome is bittersweet. While he triumphs over Messala, the wounds of betrayal and loss remain. This victory ignites hope but also sets the stage for the deeper transformations to come. Throughout this unfolding drama, the narrative weaves in glimpses of a larger spiritual awakening. Encounters with a carpenter from Nazareth, a figure of quiet strength and profound compassion, introduce themes of faith and forgiveness. Judah's interactions with this enigmatic figure begin to challenge his thirst for vengeance, hinting at a path beyond revenge toward grace. These moments add layers of emotional complexity and thematic depth, contrasting with the story's physical struggles and political intrigues. The film's pacing in this segment balances sweeping epic scenes with intimate character moments. Grand processions, opulent Roman ceremonies, and bustling marketplaces provide a rich backdrop, immersing viewers in a world of historical grandeur. At the same time, quiet scenes of family, reflection, and spiritual questioning ground the story in universal human experience. This interplay creates a rhythm that carries audiences through a multifaceted journey. Key emotional beats include Judah's anguished reunion with his mother and sister, revealing the personal toll of conflict and the enduring bonds of family. His internal conflict between hatred and hope intensifies, setting up the narrative tension that propels the story forward. The evolving dynamics between Judah and Messala shift from childhood camaraderie to bitter rivalry, underscoring themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the costs of ambition. As this portion draws to a close, viewers are left on the cusp of transformation. Judah stands at a crossroads, victorious yet burdened, powerful yet vulnerable. The stakes are higher than ever, with personal and political consequences looming. The promise of spiritual awakening hovers in the background, inviting reflection on the nature of justice and mercy. In sum, this opening segment immerses us in a richly textured world of ancient power struggles, personal vendettas, and profound human emotion. It lays the groundwork for a narrative that is both epic in scale and deeply intimate, inviting audiences to journey alongside a man whose quest is as much about healing and forgiveness as it is about honor and revenge. The story's layers of conflict, spectacle, and spirituality intertwine to create a compelling and unforgettable cinematic experience. The story's momentum carries us into a world irrevocably changed, where the aftermath of victory is as complicated as the battle itself, and where the true test of character unfolds, not merely in strength or skill, but in the capacity for forgiveness, faith, and transformation. As the narrative progresses, the threads of personal vengeance, political intrigue, and spiritual awakening weave tighter, drawing characters toward destinies shaped by choices that transcend mere survival. Having triumphed in the perilous chariot race, Judah finds himself at a pivotal juncture. His victory is not just a personal achievement but a public repudiation of the oppression that sought to break him. The spectacle has rallied the support of his people, igniting a spark of hope amid the shadows of Roman rule. Yet beneath this external success, Judah grapples with the lingering wounds of betrayal and the heavy toll exacted on his family. His mother's frail condition and his sister's uncertain future weigh heavily on him, reminding that true freedom is not won solely on the racetrack but in the restoration of what was lost. The film deepens its exploration of redemption and grace as Judah's path increasingly intersects with the spiritual teachings that permeate the era. The carpenter from Nazareth, whose presence was subtly introduced earlier, emerges as a figure of profound influence. His messages of compassion, forgiveness, and the power of love challenge Judah's hardened heart. These moments are rendered with quiet reverence, offering contrast to the film's earlier scenes of violence and vengeance. They suggest an alternative path, one that demands letting go of hatred and embracing a higher calling. Judah's inner turmoil reaches a crescendo as he confronts the consequences of his quest for revenge. His relationship with Messala, once brotherly, is now irreparably fractured. Yet even in their bitter enmity, echoes of their shared past linger, underscoring the tragedy of lost friendship. Their confrontations are charged with raw emotion, culminating in a dramatic clash that is both physical and symbolic, a final reckoning between opposing forces not just of men, but of ideals. Meanwhile, the political landscape shifts beneath the feet of all involved. The Roman Empire's hold on Judea becomes increasingly tenuous as unrest grows, fueled in part by the very events that Judah's struggle has ignited. Scenes depicting Roman officials negotiating power, suppressing dissent, and responding to emerging movements add a complex layer of context. This political backdrop amplifies the personal dramas, situating them within a world on the brink of transformation. The film's narrative reaches a series of climactic moments that combine spectacle with profound emotional resonance. The tension between personal vendettas and emerging spiritual truths culminates in scenes charged with symbolism and intensity. Key characters face choices that will define their legacies, whether to perpetuate cycles of violence or to break free through forgiveness and sacrifice. One of the most gripping sequences involves Judah's confrontation with Messala during a critical moment of political upheaval. This encounter is not only a test of physical prowess but a battle of wills and ideologies. Their clash reverberates beyond the immediate, embodying the conflict between oppression and liberation, hatred and reconciliation. The choreography and direction heighten the drama, interweaving action with emotional weight. Parallel to these personal and political struggles is the portrayal of the carpenter's final days, a sequence imbued with solemnity and hope. His teachings and ultimate sacrifice resonate deeply with Judah and the broader community, serving as a catalyst for transformation. This spiritual narrative thread elevates the film, inviting viewers to contemplate themes of redemption that transcend time and culture. As the story moves toward resolution, Judah embraces a path of forgiveness. This evolution is neither easy nor immediate. It is a profound journey from vengeance to grace, marked by moments of doubt, pain, and revelation. His decisions reflect the film's core message, that true strength lies in mercy and the capacity to heal wounds that hatred cannot. The film closes with a powerful montage that encapsulates its thematic heart. Scenes of rebuilding, reconciliation, and quiet reflection underscore the possibility of renewal amid ruin. The imagery suggests a world poised between past suffering and future hope, anchored by the enduring spirit of those who choose compassion over retribution. This concluding arc delivers a narrative and emotional payoff that resonates on multiple levels. It honors the grandeur of the epic while embracing the intimacy of personal growth. The resolution challenges viewers to reflect on their own journeys, how we confront injustice, bear loss, and find meaning in forgiveness. Through masterful storytelling, the film transforms from a tale of ancient conflict into a timeless meditation on humanity. The blending of historical spectacle with spiritual depth invites audiences to witness not just the fall and rise of a man, but the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity. In sum, this segment of the story is a rich tapestry of action, emotion, and philosophy. It elevates the narrative beyond its epic scale, offering a deeply human exploration of redemption that continues to captivate and inspire. The film's final chapters remind us that amidst the clash of empires and the roar of chariots, the quiet triumph of the soul remains the most profound victory of all. The film's heartbeat lies in its richly drawn characters, figures carved with depth, nuance, and the kind of complexity that transforms a sweeping epic into a deeply human tale. Each protagonist, antagonist, and supporting player embodies facets of the film's themes: honor and betrayal, vengeance and forgiveness, identity and transformation, inviting us to journey with them not just across physical landscapes but through the terrain of the human spirit. Their stories intertwine, their conflicts resonate, and through their struggles and triumphs, the film speaks to the enduring questions that define our shared experience. At the center stands Judah Ben-Hur, a man whose arc embodies the film's emotional and thematic core. Introduced as a proud and noble scion of a wealthy Jewish family, Judah is initially a figure of privilege and confidence, comfortable in the trappings of his status and the love of his family. Yet beneath this veneer lies a man whose deepest values, honor, loyalty, faith, are soon tested by betrayal and tragedy. His fall from grace, from prince to slave, is a crucible that exposes his resilience and capacity for growth. Judah's journey is not merely physical but profoundly internal, a passage through rage, despair, hope, and ultimately forgiveness. Judah's complexity emerges through his evolving relationships and internal conflicts. His love for his mother and sister, brutally torn from him, fuels both his quest for justice and his moments of vulnerability. His initial thirst for vengeance against Messala is raw and consuming, reflecting the human impulse toward retribution in the face of injustice. However, as the story unfolds, Judah grapples with the moral cost of hatred, and his encounters with spiritual teachings begin to soften and transform him. This nuanced portrayal eschews simplistic heroism, instead presenting a man deeply human, flawed, conflicted, yet capable of profound change. Messala, Judah's childhood friend turned adversary, serves as a compelling counterpoint. His character embodies the tragic consequences of ambition and ideological rigidity. Once close companions, their bond fractures under the weight of political allegiance and personal envy. Messala's transformation from friend to oppressor is steeped in complexity. He is not merely a villain but a man shaped by the demands of empire and his own insecurities. Messala's transformation from friend to oppressor is steeped in complexity. He is not merely a villain but a man shaped by the demands of empire and his own insecurities. His unwavering loyalty to Rome and desire for power drive his ruthless actions, yet moments of hesitation and regret reveal glimpses of the boy he once was. Messala's role highlights themes of loyalty and betrayal on both personal and political levels. His interactions with Judah are charged with emotional intensity, underscoring the painful dissolution of friendship and the corrosive effects of hatred. The actor's portrayal captures this duality, balancing menace with moments of poignant humanity. Through Messala, the film explores the costs of ambition unchecked by compassion, and the tragic losses wrought when power supersedes personal bonds. Supporting Judah's journey are figures whose roles, though less central, carry significant weight. His mother and sister embody the suffering endured by innocents caught in political turmoil. Their strength and vulnerability deepen the narrative's emotional resonance, grounding Judah's quest in the realities of family and sacrifice. The mother's quiet dignity in captivity and the sister's resilience serve as silent moral compasses, reminding viewers of the stakes beyond spectacle. Quintus Arrius, the Roman admiral who rescues and adopts Judah, represents a bridge between worlds. His character introduces themes of mercy and transformation, offering Judah a chance at rebirth within the Roman sphere. Arrius's mentorship and eventual acceptance of Judah as a son complicate the narrative's binaries, illustrating the possibility of humanity transcending cultural and political divides. This relationship adds layers of complexity, showing how personal bonds can challenge entrenched prejudices and power structures. The enigmatic carpenter from Nazareth emerges as a figure of spiritual gravity. Though his screen time is limited, his presence reverberates throughout the film, influencing Judah's inner transformation. His teachings and sacrifice embody themes of faith, forgiveness, and hope, forces that contrast with the film's depictions of violence and revenge. This character's subtle but profound impact invites contemplation on the intersection of history, spirituality, and personal growth. The film's female characters, though often confined by their historical context, are portrayed with dignity and depth. Judah's mother and sister navigate a world shaped by male power struggles, yet their emotional strength and quiet resilience challenge notions of passivity. Their suffering humanizes the broader political conflict, reminding viewers of the often unseen costs borne by women in times of upheaval. The dynamic between Judah and Messala also sheds light on broader themes of identity and cultural conflict. Their shared past and divergent paths symbolize the tensions between tradition and empire, loyalty and assimilation. Judah's embrace of his Jewish heritage contrasts with Messala's immersion in Roman power, framing their rivalry as not only personal but emblematic of larger cultural struggles. This interplay enriches the narrative, situating individual conflict within historical forces. Visual and performance elements deepen character understanding. Judah's transformation is mirrored in his evolving attire, from the opulence of his youth to the rough garb of slavery and the gleaming armor of a Romanized champion, reflecting internal shifts. The intensity of his expressions, the modulation of his voice, and his physicality convey a man shaped by loss and hope. Similarly, Messala's posture, uniform, and demeanor convey authority laced with insecurity, embodying his conflicted nature. Interactions among characters reveal layers of tension and empathy. The evolving relationship between Judah and Arius moves from rescuer and slave to father and son, showcasing themes of acceptance and chosen family. Judah's moments of compassion toward former enemies highlight his moral growth. Meanwhile, Messala's isolation amidst his power underscores the emptiness of ambition devoid of human connection. The complexity of the film's characters is further enriched by their moral ambiguity. No figure is wholly good or evil. Rather, they embody conflicting desires and motivations that reflect the film's exploration of human nature. This nuanced portrayal invites viewers to grapple with questions of justice, forgiveness, and the possibility of redemption. Ultimately, the characters' arcs converge in a narrative that is as much about inner transformation as external triumph. Judah's journey from nobleman to slave to hero is a testament to resilience and grace. Messala's downfall serves as a cautionary tale of pride and vengeance. Supporting figures illuminate the personal costs of political turmoil and the power of faith and love. Through these richly textured portrayals, the film transcends the conventions of historical epic to become a meditation on humanity's capacity for both destruction and compassion. Its characters remain etched in memory, not just for their roles in a grand story, but for their embodiment of the struggles and hopes that define us all. The making of this cinematic masterpiece is as epic and layered as the story it tells, filled with tales of ambition, perseverance, and unexpected moments that have become part of its legend. Beyond the grandeur of its chariot races and sweeping vistas lies a production teeming with fascinating behind-the-scenes facts, peculiar incidents, and creative solutions that shaped the film's enduring legacy. These stories offer a window into the world of filmmaking on an extraordinary scale, revealing how art, history, and human endeavor collided to create something truly remarkable. One of the most astonishing facts about the film's production is the sheer scale of the sets and resources involved. The filmmakers constructed a massive replica of ancient Jerusalem, sprawling over some 700,000 square feet, making it one of the largest standing sets in cinematic history at the time. Entire streets, buildings, and marketplaces were built with painstaking attention to detail, designed to evoke the bustling life of a city under Roman occupation. This monumental effort was not just about spectacle. It created an immersive environment that allowed actors and crew to live and breathe the world they were portraying, lending authenticity to every scene. The chariot race, arguably the film's most iconic sequence, was a technical and logistical marvel. Unlike modern films that rely heavily on CGI, this sequence was filmed with real horses, chariots, and stunt performers, capturing a visceral intensity that remains unmatched. The production employed around 78 horses and built multiple chariots, all designed for both safety and speed. The race took weeks to shoot, requiring meticulous choreography and coordination among drivers, camera crews, and safety personnel. The pounding hooves, swirling dust, and near misses create a heart-stopping spectacle that still leaves audiences breathless decades later. However, filming the race was not without peril. Several accidents occurred on set, some quite serious. One stuntman suffered a fractured leg when a chariot flipped, highlighting the dangerous nature of the sequence. The director, known for his perfectionism, insisted on capturing as much as possible in camera, even at considerable risk. This commitment to realism contributed to the race's legendary status but came at a cost to those involved, who often worked under intense pressure and challenging conditions. An unusual and charming anecdote involves the horses themselves. Trainers worked closely with the animals to condition them for the demanding scenes, but despite rigorous preparation, the unpredictability of the animals sometimes led to unexpected moments. During one take, a horse bolted off course, sending crew scrambling but resulting in a spontaneous shot that was ultimately included in the final cut for its energy and realism. These unscripted occurrences added texture to the film, reminding audiences of the organic nature of the production. The film's casting also produced intriguing stories. The lead actor, who portrayed Judah Ben-Hur, underwent extensive physical training to prepare for the chariot scenes. His dedication included learning to drive a chariot, mastering the reins, and enduring grueling practice sessions to achieve the necessary skill and endurance. His transformation from actor to athlete was pivotal in delivering a performance grounded in physicality and authenticity. Interviews reveal that this preparation forged strong bonds among the cast, many of whom shared the challenges of embodying ancient warriors and nobles. The supporting cast and extras, numbering in the thousands, brought additional layers to the production's complexity. Many were recruited from diverse backgrounds, some even with little prior acting experience, and were trained to perform in mass scenes such as battles, processions, and market crowds. Coordinating such vast numbers required innovative logistical planning and clear communication. On occasion, language barriers and cultural differences led to humorous misunderstandings, creating moments of levity amid the intensity of filming. The costume department faced the monumental task of outfitting thousands of characters with historically inspired attire. Designers researched ancient garments, armor, and accessories, striving for accuracy while accommodating the practicalities of filming. Each costume was hand-stitched and tailored, often involving elaborate embroidery and metalwork. The effort extended to details such as hairstyles, makeup, and jewelry, enhancing the immersive quality of the film's world. Some costumes weighed upwards of 50 pounds, adding to the physical demands on actors during long shooting days. The director's use of innovative filming techniques contributed to the film's dynamic visual style. For the chariot race, specially designed camera rigs were mounted on moving vehicles and even on horses to capture the exhilarating speed and danger from multiple angles. These pioneering methods allowed for unprecedented immersion, placing audiences alongside the racers in the dust and roar of the arena. Additionally, large-scale matte paintings and practical effects seamlessly extended the scope of the sets, creating vast cityscapes and battlefields that stretched beyond physical construction. Sound design was another area where creative ingenuity flourished. The booming crowds, clattering hooves, and clashing weapons were recorded using a combination of live effects and layered studio recordings. Foley artists crafted unique sounds for chariots and armor, sometimes using unexpected objects to mimic the noises of ancient times. The film's iconic score, composed by a masterful musician, integrated sweeping orchestral themes with motifs that evoke the grandeur and pathos of the story, heightening emotional engagement. Amid the grandeur, unexpected moments of humor and humanity emerged. On set, actors and crew formed close-knit communities, sharing meals and stories during breaks. One memorable incident involved a stray dog wandering into a bustling crowd scene, briefly becoming the center of attention and diffusing tension with its playful antics. Such moments humanized the epic production, reminding all involved of the joy and camaraderie beneath the seriousness of their work. The film's premiere was itself an event of historic significance, marked by lavish ceremonies and widespread acclaim. It garnered numerous awards and set box office records, cementing its place in cinematic history. The financial scale of the production was staggering for its time, with budgets that reflected the ambition to create a timeless epic. These investments paid off, as the film's success opened doors for future large-scale historical dramas and influenced generations of filmmakers. Trivia aficionados may be intrigued to learn that several scenes were inspired by or directly adapted from historical texts and artistic depictions of ancient Rome and Judea. The filmmakers consulted historians and archaeologists to ensure cultural and architectural authenticity. However, creative liberties were taken to enhance dramatic effect, blending fact and fiction in a way that serves the narrative while evoking the spirit of the era. Another fascinating detail is the symbolic use of color and imagery throughout the film. The stark contrast between the opulent robes of Roman elites and the humble garments of the Jewish populace visually underscores themes of power imbalance and cultural identity. Water, fire, and light motifs recur in key scenes, adding layers of meaning that reward attentive viewers. In summary, the strangest and most fascinating facts about the making of this film reveal a production of epic scope and human scale. From the monumental sets and daring stunts to the intimate moments of actor preparation and on-set camaraderie, the film's creation is a testament to artistic vision, technical innovation, and collaborative spirit. These behind-the-scenes stories enrich our appreciation of the film, reminding us that beyond the spectacle lies a remarkable human endeavor, a journey of passion, risk, and creativity that continues to inspire awe and admiration. The film unfolds not only as a grand spectacle of history and heroism, but as a richly layered exploration of themes that resonate far beyond its ancient setting. Its significant events, each meticulously crafted and dramatically charged, serve as touchstones for critical reflection, offering audiences entry points into discussions of power, identity, justice, and faith. These moments do more than propel the plot. They anchor the film's emotional core and shape its enduring impact and reception. To appreciate the depth of this work is to engage with its pivotal scenes as windows into the human condition and the cultural tensions of both past and present. One of the earliest and most pivotal events, the rupture of friendship between Judah and Messala, sets the stage for the film's exploration of loyalty, betrayal, and the costs of political allegiance. From a critical perspective, this fracture embodies the collision between personal bonds and imperial power, illustrating how larger forces can devastate intimate relationships. The tension between shared history and divergent futures is palpable, capturing the tragic consequences when identity is subsumed by ideology. This moment resonates with viewers as a microcosm of the broader societal conflicts that define the narrative, prompting reflection on the fragility of trust and the corrosive nature of ambition. Judah's sentencing to the galleys is another scene laden with significance. It dramatizes the brutal realities of subjugation and the stripping away of agency, a descent from privilege to servitude that is both literal and symbolic. The portrayal of the galley slaves' grueling labor invites empathy and highlights systemic injustice. Critically, this event underscores themes of endurance and resilience, challenging audiences to witness suffering without exploitation. It also marks a turning point in Judah's character arc, initiating a journey of transformation that is central to the film's emotional power. The naval battle sequence that leads to Judah's rescue by Quintus Arrius serves multiple narrative and thematic functions. Visually stunning and kinetically charged, the battle symbolizes chaos and conflict on a grand scale. Yet beneath the spectacle lies a narrative of mercy and rebirth, the act of rescue functioning as a metaphor for salvation and the possibility of new beginnings. Critics have noted how this scene bridges the personal and political, linking individual fate with historical forces. The sequence's technical mastery amplifies its emotional resonance, drawing viewers into a moment where fortune shifts and hope emerges. The chariot race stands as the film's climactic event and its most analyzed sequence. Beyond its reputation as a thrilling cinematic achievement, the race embodies a convergence of narrative tension, character development, and symbolic meaning. It is a stage where past grievances, personal valor, and public spectacle collide. From a critical viewpoint, the race functions as a metaphor for the struggle between oppression and resistance, speed and control, chaos and order. The tension between Judah and Messala reaches its zenith here, dramatizing the consequences of hatred and the possibility of justice through skill and determination. The race's choreography and cinematography have been widely praised for their innovation and intensity, contributing significantly to the film's lasting appeal. Critics highlight the sequence's use of dynamic camera angles, rapid editing, and sound design to immerse viewers in the visceral danger of the contest. Yet the scene's impact extends beyond technical prowess. It crystallizes the film's emotional stakes, delivering catharsis and setting the stage for the narrative's resolution. Parallel to these dramatic moments are the film's quieter, more contemplative scenes that engage with spiritual and ethical themes. Judah's encounters with the carpenter from Nazareth introduce a counterpoint to the violence and vengeance that dominate the narrative. These interactions invite viewers to consider themes of forgiveness, compassion, and redemption. Critics have observed that these scenes, while subtle, are crucial to the film's moral architecture, offering a vision of hope and transformation that transcends historical context. The film's treatment of faith and spirituality has sparked varied critical responses. Some praise its sensitive and reverent portrayal, noting how it deepens the narrative's emotional and philosophical dimensions. Others debate the balance between historical epic and religious allegory, examining how the film navigates cultural representation and thematic integration. This discourse reflects the film's complexity and its ability to provoke thoughtful engagement across audiences. The relationships among characters provide fertile ground for critical analysis. Judah's evolving connection with Messala, from friendship to enmity, embodies themes of betrayal and the costs of divided loyalties. His bond with his family highlights the personal toll of political strife, emphasizing themes of love, loss, and resilience. The mentorship and eventual familial relationship with Quintus Arrius explore themes of identity, acceptance, and cross-cultural connection. These relational dynamics enrich the narrative, offering nuanced portrayals that avoid simplistic binaries. Visually, the film's use of symbolism and imagery reinforces its thematic concerns. The contrast between the opulence of Roman elites and the modesty of Jewish life visually articulates power disparities and cultural tensions. Motifs such as water, light, and fire recur throughout, symbolizing purification, revelation, and destruction. Critics note how these elements operate on multiple levels, enhancing narrative depth and inviting layered interpretation. The film's emotional resonance has been a central factor in its reception. Audiences connect with the characters' struggles, triumphs, and transformations, finding in their stories reflections of universal human experiences. The film's ability to balance spectacle with intimacy enables it to engage viewers both viscerally and intellectually. This dual engagement has contributed to its enduring popularity and critical acclaim. However, the film has not been without controversy. Discussions around cultural representation, historical accuracy, and the portrayal of religious figures highlight ongoing debates about the responsibilities of filmmakers in depicting complex histories. These critiques contribute to the film's richness as a cultural text, inviting continuous reassessment and dialogue. In conclusion, the significant events within the film function as focal points for critical reflection and emotional connection. They articulate themes of power, justice, faith, and transformation in ways that resonate across time and culture. The film's craftsmanship, its direction, performances, visuals, and sound, serves these moments with artistry and respect, creating a work that invites both awe and contemplation. Its impact lies not only in its epic scope but in its ability to touch the deepest chords of the human experience, securing its place as a timeless masterpiece. The making of this monumental film stands as a towering achievement in cinematic history, a journey marked by staggering ambition, inventive craftsmanship, and an unyielding commitment to storytelling on an epic scale. Behind the grandeur of its legendary sequences and sweeping landscapes lies a tapestry of production insights and fascinating anecdotes that reveal the human endeavor and creative ingenuity fueling its creation. Delving into these behind-the-scenes stories uncovers the extraordinary efforts, challenges, and moments of serendipity that shaped the film's lasting legacy. At the heart of the production was the vision to bring the ancient world vividly to life with unprecedented authenticity and scale. The filmmakers embarked on constructing massive sets that rivaled entire cities, transforming the arid plains of Italy into a convincing stand-in for Jerusalem and Rome. The scale of the primary set, the sprawling recreation of Jerusalem, was unparalleled at the time, covering nearly 700,000 square feet. It featured intricately detailed streets, marketplaces, and architectural landmarks, all built with meticulous attention to historical accuracy. Artisans, craftsmen, and laborers worked tirelessly for months to assemble this colossal stage, their efforts forging a tangible world that allowed actors and crew to fully immerse themselves in the ancient setting. This monumental construction project presented logistical complexities rarely encountered in filmmaking. Coordinating the movement of thousands of extras, vehicles, and animals across the vast set required precise planning and communication. A dedicated unit managed crowd control and safety, ensuring scenes involving mass processions, battles, and public gatherings unfolded seamlessly. The scale of coordination was staggering, transforming the set into a living, breathing city bustling with activity, a feat of organization that rivaled modern urban operations. Central to the production's identity was its commitment to practical effects and authentic performances, especially in the film's signature chariot race. Unlike contemporary productions reliant on CGI, the sequence was filmed with real horses, chariots, and stunt performers, capturing an immediacy and danger that have captivated audiences for decades. The race required the construction of a massive arena set, a grand stadium modeled after ancient Roman circuses, with tiered seating and elaborate architectural details. Engineers designed the track to accommodate high-speed racing while incorporating safety features, though the inherent risks remained significant. The horses and chariots used in filming underwent rigorous training to ensure safety and realism. Trainers worked closely with the animals, acclimating them to the noise, crowds, and high-speed maneuvers required for the race. Multiple chariots were constructed, some designed for close-ups, others for stunt sequences. The drivers, many of whom were professional stuntmen and equestrians, faced intense physical demands, controlling powerful teams of horses at breakneck speeds on a dirt track. The tension and peril of these scenes are palpable on screen, a testament to the skill and courage of those involved. Yet, the production was not without incident. Filming the race sequence saw several accidents, some serious. One stuntman suffered a broken leg when his chariot overturned, underscoring the inherent dangers of such ambitious stunts. The director, known for his insistence on realism, often pushed for multiple takes and complex shots, balancing artistic vision against safety concerns. The dedication of cast and crew to achieve authenticity sometimes came at great personal risk, reflecting the passion fueling the film. Beyond the race, the film's visual richness stemmed from groundbreaking cinematographic techniques. The director of photography employed innovative camera rigs and movements to capture dynamic perspectives. For the chariot race, cameras were mounted on moving vehicles and even harnessed to horses, enabling immersive shots that convey speed and tension. Large-scale matte paintings and elaborate sets extended the visual scope, blending practical effects with artistic enhancements to create sweeping vistas and monumental architecture. The production's costume department faced the monumental task of designing and creating thousands of garments, ranging from the opulent robes of Roman nobility to the simple tunics of peasants and slaves. Extensive research into historical sources informed the designs, ensuring cultural and period accuracy. Artisans handcrafted armor, jewelry, and accessories, each piece contributing to the film's immersive authenticity. The weight and complexity of some costumes challenged actors, adding to the physicality of performances. Sound design and musical scoring were integral to the film's atmosphere. The composer crafted a sweeping orchestral score that became iconic, blending grandeur with emotional subtlety. Sound engineers layered ambient noises, battle sounds, and crowd reactions to create a rich auditory tapestry. Foley artists creatively simulated the clatter of chariots, the clash of weapons, and the murmurs of ancient crowds, enhancing the film's sensory impact. The casting process brought together a mix of seasoned actors and newcomers, many of whom undertook extensive physical and emotional preparation. The lead actor underwent rigorous training to master chariot driving and swordplay, embodying the physicality and spirit of his character. Supporting cast members, including thousands of extras, were trained to perform complex crowd scenes and battle sequences, fostering a sense of community and shared purpose on set. Among the lighter anecdotes, the production was known for moments of levity amid the grueling schedule. On one occasion, a mischievous monkey wandered onto the set during a crowded market scene, momentarily disrupting filming but bringing laughter and relief to cast and crew. Shared meals, musical gatherings, and storytelling sessions became rituals that forged bonds and sustained morale during long shoots. The film's premiere was a landmark event, accompanied by lavish ceremonies and widespread critical acclaim. Its box office success shattered records, affirming the risks and investments made during production. The film's financial scale was immense for its time, reflecting confidence in the project's artistic and commercial potential. Its success paved the way for future epic films, influencing the genre and inspiring generations of filmmakers. Trivia enthusiasts will appreciate that several scenes were inspired by classical art and historical texts, lending the film a depth that rewards attentive viewing. The filmmakers consulted scholars and historians to blend fact and fiction with respect and creativity. Some props and set pieces were repurposed or inspired by archaeological finds, adding tangible links to antiquity. In essence, the production insights and fun facts surrounding this film reveal a tapestry of human endeavor, of artists, technicians, and visionaries united in a monumental task. From the grandest sets to the smallest details, from daring stunts to quiet moments of camaraderie, the film's creation is a story of passion, innovation, and resilience. These behind-the-scenes tales enrich our appreciation, reminding us that great cinema is born not just from imagination but from the sweat, courage, and collaboration of countless individuals dedicated to crafting something timeless. The film's setting unfolds like a sprawling canvas upon which the story's epic drama and intimate struggles come vividly to life. From the sun-drenched streets of ancient Jerusalem to the grandeur of Roman arenas, every location, every backdrop, breathes with history and symbolism, shaping the emotional and thematic resonance that elevates the narrative beyond mere spectacle. The filmmaker's painstaking attention to detail in crafting these environments invites viewers not just to observe but to inhabit a world where political power, cultural identity, and spiritual awakening collide in profound and often turbulent ways. At the heart of the story is Jerusalem, a city teeming with life, tradition, and tension under Roman occupation. The recreated cityscape is a marvel of production design, a labyrinth of narrow alleys, bustling marketplaces, grand temples, and stately villas. The textures of stone and wood, the vibrant tapestries of color in garments and goods, and the mingling scents of spices and dust create a sensory richness that immerses the audience. This environment is not static, it pulses with the rhythms of daily life. Children playing, merchants hawking wares, priests chanting in solemn rites, painting a vivid portrait of a culture poised on the brink of upheaval. The setting of Jerusalem is critical not just as a physical place but as a symbol of cultural identity and contested power. Its ancient walls and sacred spaces evoke a sense of historical continuity and spiritual significance, grounding the characters' struggles in a lineage of faith and tradition. The tension between the Jewish inhabitants and the Roman authorities is palpable in the city's architecture and social fabric, visually reinforcing the film's themes of occupation, resistance, and resilience. Beyond the city's confines, the film transports viewers to the vast deserts and rugged landscapes that frame the narrative's broader sweep. These open spaces, bleached sands stretching to the horizon, jagged mountains silhouetted against a relentless sun, offer stark contrasts to the crowded urban scenes. The deserts symbolize both desolation and freedom, reflecting Judah's exile and internal journey. Cinematographically, these wide vistas are captured with sweeping panoramas that emphasize isolation and endurance, creating moods of solitude and reflection. The Roman world is depicted with equal grandeur and precision. The imperial city, with its towering columns, marble statues, and elaborate forums, conveys the might and opulence of an empire at its zenith. These settings serve as a counterpoint to the humble origins of the protagonist, highlighting the vast power disparities that fuel much of the story's conflict. The arenas, massive circuses designed for spectacle and control, become stages for public drama, where personal vendettas and political narratives intertwine. The grandeur of these spaces is both awe-inspiring and intimidating, underscoring themes of spectacle, control, and the human cost of entertainment. Cinematography plays a pivotal role in bringing these settings to life and shaping the film's tone. The use of natural light enhances the authenticity and immediacy of outdoor scenes, with the harsh Mediterranean sun casting sharp shadows that evoke the intensity and danger of the narrative. Indoor and night scenes employ controlled lighting to create moods ranging from intimate warmth to ominous tension. The interplay of light and shadow is meticulously crafted, visually articulating the story's moral and emotional complexities. Camera techniques vary fluidly to match the narrative's shifts. Wide-angle shots capture the scale of the settings: crowded streets, vast arenas, sweeping landscapes. situating characters within worlds that are both magnificent and oppressive. These expansive views evoke a sense of history and destiny, reminding audiences of the forces shaping individual lives. Conversely, close-ups and tighter framing are used in moments of personal drama and introspection, drawing viewers into the characters' emotional landscapes. The fluid camera movements during action sequences, especially the chariot race, heighten suspense and engagement, placing audiences at the heart of the peril. The film's color palette is carefully designed to reflect thematic undertones. Earthy tones dominate scenes of daily life and struggle. Browns, ochres, and muted greens evoke groundedness and endurance. In contrast, scenes involving Roman authority and spectacle feature richer hues, gleaming whites, golds, and reds, that signify power, wealth, and spectacle. The use of color subtly guides emotional responses and highlights contrasts between characters and cultures. Sound design and musical scoring complement the visual settings, creating a fully immersive experience. Ambient noises, the clatter of hooves on stone, the murmur of crowds, the call of merchants, anchor scenes in place and time. The score blends sweeping orchestral themes with motifs inspired by ancient musical traditions, reinforcing the cultural milieu and emotional arcs. Silence is also used strategically, punctuating moments of tension and reflection, allowing the weight of the setting to resonate. Symbolism embedded in the settings enriches the narrative's layers. The city walls, imposing and unyielding, represent both protection and imprisonment. The desert's vast emptiness symbolizes exile but also possibility, a blank slate for transformation. The colosseums and arenas, spaces of public spectacle, evoke themes of sacrifice, power, and human endurance. Water, often depicted flowing or still, serves as a metaphor for life, purification, and change. Costuming and set dressing further enhance the authenticity and thematic depth. Garments reflect social status, cultural identity, and personal transformation, with careful attention to fabrics, colors, and adornments. Props, from weapons to household items, are chosen to resonate with historical accuracy and narrative significance. In essence, the film's settings and cinematic elements form an intricate web that supports and amplifies its story. They create a living world that is at once majestic and intimate, oppressive and inspiring. Through the interplay of location, design, cinematography, and sound, the film transcends its historical narrative to become a sensory and emotional journey, one that invites viewers not just to watch, but to inhabit a world where the struggles of the past echo into our own time. The creation of this cinematic giant was not simply a process of filming a story. It was an odyssey marked by moments of human triumph, unexpected humor, and relentless determination. Behind the sweeping vistas and iconic scenes, the set was a vibrant, sometimes chaotic, world of collaboration, challenge, and creativity. Exploring these behind-the-scenes insights offers a rare glimpse into the lives and hearts of the countless individuals whose passion and resilience breathed life into a monumental production. From the earliest days of preparation, the scale of the undertaking was staggering. Building an entire ancient city was no small feat, and the sheer magnitude of the sets tested the ingenuity and endurance of everyone involved. Crew members recall days when the sun beat down mercilessly on the sprawling backlots, turning the dirt streets into ovens that radiated heat. The logistical complexities were immense. Transporting thousands of extras, managing elaborate costumes, coordinating horses and chariots, and keeping the machinery of production running smoothly demanded exceptional organization and teamwork. One of the most frequently recounted stories from the set involves the legendary chariot race. While it is renowned for its breathtaking intensity on screen, filming it was a painstaking and often perilous process. Stunt drivers rehearsed tirelessly, mastering the delicate balance between speed and control on the dusty, uneven track. Accidents were unfortunately part of the process. Several drivers suffered injuries, and chariots were damaged or destroyed during shoots. Yet, amidst the danger, moments of camaraderie and levity emerged. Cast and crew often shared jokes and stories between takes, lightening the atmosphere despite the high stakes. One anecdote tells of a mischievous horse who, during a break, wandered into the crowd, causing laughter and a brief pause in filming. The relationship among the principal actors was another source of energy on set. The actor portraying the protagonist approached his role with intense dedication, immersing himself in physical training and character study. His commitment inspired those around him, fostering an environment of mutual respect and shared purpose. The antagonist's actor, equally invested, balanced intensity with professionalism, and their off-screen rapport mirrored the charged dynamic their characters shared. In interviews, both have spoken of the trust and challenges that shaped their performances, underscoring the human connections that fueled the film's emotional power. Extras and supporting players formed a diverse and integral community. Many were local residents drawn into the production scope, some with little acting experience but eager to be part of a historic project. Training programs were instituted to teach them the choreography of crowd scenes, battle formations, and period customs. Despite language barriers and cultural differences, a spirit of inclusion and shared endeavor prevailed. Informal gatherings, meals, music sessions, and celebrations became traditions that strengthened bonds and provided respite from the demanding schedule. The technical departments also faced unique challenges. Costume designers and makeup artists worked under intense pressure to maintain continuity and authenticity across thousands of characters. The weight and complexity of period costumes added physical strain, especially during long, hot shooting days. Wardrobe malfunctions and makeup mishaps occurred but were met with professionalism and quick solutions. One memorable incident involved a sudden rainstorm that threatened to ruin intricate costumes, prompting a swift, collective effort to protect and repair them. Filming in natural light brought both beauty and unpredictability. Weather conditions sometimes forced schedule changes, with sudden storms or intense heat altering plans. The cinematography team adapted creatively, using shifts in light to enhance mood or delay shoots until optimal conditions returned. On one occasion, a gust of wind swept dust across a scene, adding a dramatic effect that was embraced rather than res-hot. Sound recording presented challenges in capturing authentic ambient noises without interference from the bustling set. Foley artists innovated with materials to replicate ancient sounds, metal clanging, horse hooves, crowds, blending practical effects with location audio to build a rich soundscape. The composer's presence on set during key scenes helped synchronize music and action, creating a cohesive emotional rhythm. The director's leadership style contributed significantly to the production's atmosphere. Known for a balance of meticulous planning and openness to improvisation, he fostered a collaborative environment where ideas were welcomed and problem-solving was collective. His presence on set was both commanding and approachable, encouraging actors to explore emotional depths and crew to innovate technical solutions. Several challenges tested the team's resolve. The coordination of thousands of extras during battle and procession scenes required precise timing and communication. Safety was a paramount concern, especially with horses and pyrotechnics involved. Instances of near accidents led to the implementation of stricter protocols and rehearsals. The successful execution of these scenes is a testament to the crew's discipline and dedication. Post-production brought its own set of collaborative efforts. Editors, sound engineers, and visual effects artists worked closely to refine pacing, enhance atmosphere, and maintain narrative clarity. The integration of practical effects with emerging technologies was groundbreaking for the era, setting new standards for epic filmmaking. In reflection, the film's production was a tapestry woven from countless moments, grueling labor, bursts of laughter, acts of creativity, and shared triumphs. The stories from the set reveal a community united by a singular vision and a deep love for storytelling. These behind-the-scenes insights enrich our understanding and appreciation, reminding us that great cinema is born from the collective heart and spirit of those who dare to bring history and imagination to life on the silver screen. The story unfolds on a vast tapestry of human experience, its themes weaving through every moment, every glance, every breath taken by the characters caught in the tide of history and personal reckoning. At its core, the film is a profound meditation on the complexities of justice, the transformative power of forgiveness, the struggle for identity, and the quest for redemption. These themes, rich and multifaceted, are rendered with an emotional depth that elevates the film from mere historical epic to a timeless exploration of the human condition. Central to the narrative is the theme of vengeance versus forgiveness. The protagonist's journey begins in the shadow of betrayal, with a heart fueled by anger and a desire for retribution against the friend who destroyed his family and stripped him of his honor. This initial impulse toward vengeance is raw and palpable, driving the narrative's tension and conflict. Yet as the story unfolds, a deeper, more challenging path emerges, a path toward forgiveness that requires courage greater than that demanded by any chariot race or battlefield. This tension between holding on to rage and embracing mercy pulses at the film's emotional core, inviting audiences to grapple with the costs and possibilities of each. This theme is intricately connected to the film's exploration of justice, not merely as punishment but as restoration. The protagonist's quest is initially one of personal justice, seeking to right wrongs through confrontation and victory. However, the narrative gradually expands this concept to encompass a more spiritual and communal vision of justice. Justice becomes less about revenge and more about healing, of wounds, relationships, and societies. This evolution reflects the film's engagement with moral complexity, challenging simplistic notions and inviting reflection on the true meaning of fairness and peace. Identity and belonging are another rich vein woven through the story. The protagonist's Jewish heritage and Roman experiences place him at the crossroads of cultures and loyalties. His internal struggle to reconcile these identities mirrors the broader conflicts between occupied peoples and imperial powers. This tension is vividly embodied in his relationships, with family, with friends turned enemies, and with the empire itself. The film uses this theme to explore questions of cultural pride, assimilation, and the search for self-definition amidst forces that seek to erase or control identity. The theme of faith permeates the narrative with a quiet yet profound presence. Introduced through the figure of the carpenter from Nazareth and echoed in moments of personal reflection and communal ritual, faith emerges as a source of strength, hope, and transformation. It offers an alternative to the cycle of violence, proposing mercy and sacrifice as paths to true freedom. This spiritual dimension deepens the film's resonance, situating personal struggles within a larger cosmic and ethical framework. Symbolism enriches these themes with layers of meaning that invite contemplation. The city of Jerusalem itself stands as a potent symbol, at once a center of sacred tradition and political turmoil. Its walls and streets are witnesses to faith and conflict, embodying the tensions that drive the narrative. The grand arenas and chariot tracks symbolize spectacle, power, and the harsh realities beneath public entertainment. The race, in particular, serves as a metaphor for the struggles of life: speed, danger, strategy, and the pursuit of victory that can uplift or destroy. Water and light recur as symbolic motifs throughout the film. Water often represents purification and renewal, moments when characters confront their inner selves and emerge transformed. Light and shadow interplay to illustrate moral ambiguity and revelation. Scenes bathed in sunlight evoke clarity, hope, and divine presence, while those shrouded in shadow suggest doubt, danger, or concealment. This visual symbolism deepens narrative layers and guides emotional response. Costuming and visual design carry symbolic weight as well. The contrast between the rich robes of Roman elites and the simpler garments of the Jewish populace visually encodes social and political hierarchies. Armor and weapons symbolize not just physical power but the burdens and conflicts borne by the characters. Changes in attire often mirror internal transformations, marking shifts in identity and purpose. Character interactions serve as living embodiments of these themes. The fractured friendship between the protagonist and his betrayer dramatizes the devastating impact of envy, ambition, and allegiance. Family bonds reflect themes of love, loss, and resilience. Mentorship and cross-cultural relationships explore acceptance and transformation. Each relationship is a microcosm of the larger ethical and spiritual questions the film poses. Emotionally, the film invites audiences to journey alongside its characters, from the fury of betrayal through despair, hope, and ultimately grace. This emotional arc is supported by narrative pacing and cinematic techniques that heighten empathy and engagement. Moments of quiet reflection balance intense action, allowing space for viewers to absorb the weight of themes and symbolism. Critically, the film's thematic richness has sparked extensive analysis and appreciation. Scholars and audiences alike praise its nuanced portrayal of moral complexity, its integration of historical and spiritual narratives, and its ability to provoke reflection on timeless human concerns. Its themes resonate across cultures and eras, offering insights into the challenges of justice, identity, and reconciliation. In essence, the film's themes and symbolism are woven into its very fabric, shaping every scene, character, and choice. They transform the story from a tale of ancient conflict into a universal meditation on the human spirit's capacity for both destruction and renewal. Through its vivid imagery, emotional depth, and moral inquiry, the film invites us not only to witness a legend but to engage with the enduring questions that define us all. The film stands as a towering achievement in the history of cinema, not only for its sweeping narrative and emotional depth but also for the remarkable craftsmanship that shaped its atmosphere and captivated audiences worldwide. The filmmaking techniques employed were revolutionary for their time, blending innovation, artistry, and technical mastery to create an immersive experience that continues to inspire filmmakers and enthrall viewers decades after its release. To understand the enduring power of this epic is to delve deeply into the processes behind the camera, the choices in cinematography, editing, sound design, and production that crafted a world both grand and intimate, fierce and tender. From the outset, the filmmakers sought to immerse audiences in a richly detailed ancient world. Achieving this required a combination of expansive sets, intricate costume design, and innovative camera work that brought the story's grandeur and complexity to life. The massive sets built for the film, the sprawling recreation of Jerusalem, the imposing Roman arenas, and the vast deserts, were captured through lenses that emphasized scale and texture, inviting viewers to feel the weight and vitality of the world the characters inhabited. Cinematographers employed wide shots to showcase the epic scope, juxtaposed with intimate close-ups that revealed the raw emotions and nuanced performances of the cast. Lighting played a pivotal role in establishing mood and enhancing narrative themes. Natural light was harnessed extensively in outdoor scenes, creating a vivid realism that grounded the film's historical setting. The play of sunlight and shadow added visual depth, reflecting the story's moral complexities. In interior scenes, controlled lighting crafted atmospheres of tension, warmth, or solemnity, guiding viewers' emotional responses. The contrast between bright, open spaces and shadowed, confined ones underscored themes of freedom and oppression, hope and despair. Camera movement was deliberately varied to serve the narrative's rhythm and emotional beats. During action sequences, most notably the legendary chariot race, the camera adopts dynamic and fluid motions, tracking the frenetic energy and danger of the contest. Mounted on moving vehicles and even horses, the cameras offer immersive perspectives that place audiences in the midst of the roar and dust. Rapid pans, tracking shots, and carefully choreographed angles heighten suspense and convey speed, skill, and peril. Conversely, quieter moments employ steadier, slower camera work that invites reflection and intimacy, allowing the subtleties of character and theme to unfold. Editing was a masterstroke of balancing pace and clarity. The film's epic length demanded a rhythm that sustained engagement across diverse sequences, from sprawling battle scenes to tender family moments. Editors crafted transitions that maintained narrative coherence while enhancing emotional impact. The chariot race is edited with precision, intercutting close-ups of drivers, wide shots of racing chariots, and reactions of spectators to build tension and excitement. Longer takes and dissolves punctuate scenes of dialogue and introspection, offering breathing space and emotional resonance. The editing shapes the viewer's experience, weaving together spectacle and story seamlessly. Sound design further enriches the film's immersive quality. The auditory landscape layers naturalistic effects, the pounding of hooves, the clatter of chariots, the murmur and roar of crowds, with crafted soundscapes that heighten drama. Foley artists created authentic sounds that evoke ancient times while serving narrative needs. Silence is employed strategically, intensifying moments of tension or sorrow by stripping away noise, drawing attention to performance and atmosphere. The musical score is integral to the film's emotional power. Composed with sweeping orchestral themes, the music underscores key narrative arcs, amplifying joy, sorrow, triumph, and sacrifice. Leitmotifs associate musical phrases with characters or ideas, guiding viewers' emotional journeys. The score's grandeur matches the film's visual scale while maintaining sensitivity to intimate moments. Recording sessions involved large orchestras, producing a sound that is both lush and dramatic, deeply woven into the fabric of the storytelling. Technological innovation marked several aspects of the production. The use of specially designed camera rigs for tracking shots during the chariot race was groundbreaking, enabling unprecedented dynamic perspectives. Matte paintings and scale models were employed to extend sets beyond physical limitations, blending seamlessly with live action to create vast cityscapes and arenas. The filmmaker's commitment to practical effects and minimal reliance on optical effects ensured a tactile, tangible visual experience that enhances authenticity. Production design, costume, and makeup departments collaborated closely to create a cohesive and historically resonant world. Every garment, weapon, and prop was crafted to reflect cultural and temporal authenticity while serving narrative function. The weight and texture of costumes contributed to performances, grounding actors in their roles. Makeup artists worked meticulously to convey character traits, social status, and emotional states, enhancing storytelling through subtle visual cues. The film's box office production was ambitious, reflecting the scale and confidence behind the project. It was among the most expensive films of its time, with budgets allocated to set construction, costumes, special effects, and a large ensemble cast. The marketing campaign leveraged the film's epic nature and star power, drawing audiences worldwide. Its release was a major event, accompanied by premieres and extensive media coverage that amplified anticipation. Critically, the film's technical achievements were lauded alongside its narrative and performances. Reviews highlighted the groundbreaking cinematography, thrilling action sequences, and evocative score as key contributors to its success. The film set new standards for epic filmmaking, influencing subsequent productions in the genre. Its box office performance reflected its broad appeal, breaking records and becoming one of the highest-grossing films of its era. Behind the scenes, the filmmaking process was marked by collaboration and perseverance. Directors, cinematographers, editors, sound designers, and composers worked in concert, each contributing specialized expertise while aligning with the overall vision. The film's scope demanded coordination across departments and disciplines, requiring flexibility and creative problem-solving. Production schedules were tight, and weather or technical challenges necessitated adaptations, all met with determination. In sum, the film's filmmaking techniques and box office production represent a harmonious blend of artistry, innovation, and ambition. Each choice, from camera angle to musical cue, from editing rhythm to costume detail, served to immerse audiences in a world both grand and intimate, elevating the story's emotional and thematic impact. This synthesis of craft and vision forged a cinematic experience that remains a benchmark in film history, celebrated for its ability to transport viewers through time and space, into the heart of a legend that continues to inspire awe and reflection. The soul of the film pulses through the voices and faces of its cast, the men and women who transformed an epic script into living, breathing characters. Their journeys, both on screen and off, are tales of dedication, discovery, and the alchemy of performance. When woven with insights from interviews and reactions from audiences around the world, these stories form a mosaic that illuminates the film's lasting resonance and cultural impact. At the heart of the narrative stands the actor who embodied Judah Ben-Hur, a role that demanded physical endurance, emotional depth, and a transformation that mirrored the character's own journey from noble scion to slave to hero. His preparation was intense and multifaceted. To authentically portray the grueling galley scenes and the iconic chariot race, he underwent rigorous training, learning the mechanics of chariot driving and enduring the physical strain of long shoots under harsh conditions. Interviews reveal that this preparation was not merely technical but spiritual, as the actor sought to understand the character's inner turmoil and evolving sense of justice. His reflections on the role speak to the challenges and rewards of embodying a figure whose path is so marked by suffering and redemption. The actor playing Messala, Judah's childhood friend turned antagonist, delivered a performance layered with complexity. Far from a one-dimensional villain, his portrayal captures the nuances of a man torn between loyalty to empire and fractured personal bonds. In conversations and interviews, he discussed the psychological depths of Masala's character, the bitterness, pride, and ambition that drive his actions, as well as the undercurrents of regret and conflict. This nuanced approach elevated the role beyond archetype, giving the audience a glimpse into the tragic consequences of power and betrayal. Supporting roles contributed vital textures and emotional richness to the film. The actress who portrayed Judah's mother brought a quiet dignity and resilience to her performance, capturing the strength of familial love amid devastation. Her preparation involved extensive research into the historical and cultural context, lending authenticity to her portrayal. Similarly, the actor who played Quintus Arrius, the Roman admiral who rescues Judah, imbued the character with warmth and gravitas, embodying themes of mercy and cross-cultural connection. Interviews with these actors reveal a deep commitment to honoring the story's historical and emotional truths, often sharing personal reflections on the universal themes the film explores. The cast's camaraderie was frequently noted in behind-the-scenes accounts. Long hours of shooting, challenging physical scenes, and the emotional weight of the story fostered strong bonds among the actors. Interviews with the director shed light on his approach to casting and performance. Known for his meticulous preparation and collaborative spirit, he sought actors capable of embodying the character's emotional complexity while navigating the physical demands of the production. His guidance balanced precision with openness, encouraging improvisation and deep character exploration. The director's reflections reveal a passion for storytelling that respects both historical scope and intimate human experience, striving to create a film that resonates across time. Audience responses to the film have been both passionate and enduring. Upon release, viewers were captivated by the scale and spectacle, but many also connected deeply with the character's struggles and transformations. Letters, reviews, and discussions from the era reflect a wide range of emotional reactions, from awe at the chariot race to tears shed in quiet scenes of loss and reconciliation. The film's themes of justice, faith, and redemption found resonance with diverse audiences, contributing to its global appeal. Critics praised the cast's performances as central to the film's success. Reviews highlighted the lead actor's commanding presence and emotional range, noting how his portrayal anchored the epic narrative with humanity and nuance. The antagonist's layered depiction received acclaim for avoiding cliché and adding psychological depth. Supporting performances were recognized for their authenticity and emotional impact, creating a richly textured ensemble that elevated the film beyond spectacle. The film's audience engagement extended beyond the theater. Community screenings, discussions, and study groups emerged, using the film as a springboard for conversations about history, faith, and morality. These communal experiences reinforced the film's cultural significance and fostered lasting connections among viewers. In subsequent decades, retrospectives and anniversaries have rekindled appreciation, with original cast members often participating in interviews and events that renew interest and deepen understanding. Fan responses also reveal the film's influence on personal identity and inspiration. Many have shared stories of how the film's themes of resilience and forgiveness shaped their perspectives or provided comfort during difficult times. The chariot race sequence, in particular, is often cited as a source of excitement and inspiration, a cinematic moment that encapsulates human determination and courage. In interviews years later, cast members reflect on the film's impact on their careers and lives. The lead actor speaks of the role as a defining moment, opening doors and challenging him artistically. Others discuss how participating in such a monumental project fostered a lifelong appreciation for collaborative creativity and the power of storytelling. These retrospectives offer insights into the human side of filmmaking, the hopes, challenges, and joys that accompany the creation of art on an epic scale. Behind the glamour and acclaim lie stories of perseverance, actors overcoming physical exhaustion, emotional strain, and the demands of a grueling schedule. Many recount moments of doubt balanced by the support of colleagues and a shared commitment to excellence. These personal narratives add depth to our understanding of the film's creation, highlighting the human spirit behind the cinematic triumph. In essence, the film's cast, their interviews, and audience responses form a vibrant ecosystem of creativity, reflection, and connection. The performances breathe life into the script, transforming historical figures into relatable, complex individuals. The dialogues between creators and viewers extend the film's legacy, ensuring it remains a living conversation across generations. Through these voices, the film transcends its era, continuing to inspire, challenge, and move audiences with the timeless power of story. The journey we've embarked upon together through this film has been nothing short of extraordinary, a voyage through time, emotion, and the very essence of storytelling. From the sweeping vistas of ancient Jerusalem to the fierce intensity of the chariot race, from the intimate moments of betrayal and forgiveness to the soaring themes of faith and redemption, we've explored the layers that make this cinematic epic a timeless masterpiece. Each aspect we've uncovered, the plot's rich tapestry, the multifaceted characters, the behind-the-scenes triumphs and challenges, the thematic depths, and the groundbreaking filmmaking techniques, has contributed to a fuller understanding of why this film continues to captivate hearts and minds around the world. We began by delving into the narrative itself, tracing the protagonist's harrowing transformation from noble scion to enslaved warrior to triumphant hero. His journey is one of resilience and transformation, marked by personal loss and the quest for justice that evolves into a search for forgiveness and inner peace. The conflict with his childhood friend turned adversary provides a compelling emotional backbone, illustrating the devastating consequences of betrayal and the complex interplay between personal and political loyalties. This story, rich with historical context and spiritual reflection, invites viewers not just to witness events but to engage deeply with the human struggles at their core. Our exploration of the characters revealed the film's emotional heartbeat. The lead actor's dedication and nuanced performance brought Judah's journey to life with authenticity and power, while the portrayal of Messala offered a layered study of ambition and moral conflict. Supporting roles, from family members to allies, enriched the narrative with texture and emotional resonance. Interviews with the cast uncovered their personal connections to the story and the challenges of bringing such demanding roles to fruition, adding humanity behind the grandeur. We also ventured behind the scenes, uncovering stories of perseverance, innovation, and collaboration that shaped the film's production. The creation of massive sets, the coordination of thousands of extras, and the execution of daring stunts, particularly the iconic chariot race, revealed the passion and ingenuity that brought the ancient world to vivid life. Tales of humor and camaraderie on set remind us that beyond the epic, filmmaking is a profoundly human endeavor. The filmmaker's commitment to authenticity and craftsmanship set new standards for the industry, influencing generations of cinema to come. Our deep dive into the film's themes and symbolism unveiled layers of meaning that enriched the viewing experience. The tension between vengeance and forgiveness, the quest for justice as restoration rather than retribution, the struggles of identity amidst empire, and the redemptive power of faith resonate universally. Symbolic elements, the city of Jerusalem, the arenas, the desert landscapes, and motifs of light and water, enhance the narrative's emotional and philosophical depth. These themes invite audiences to reflect on timeless questions about human nature and the possibility of grace amid conflict. The film's technical artistry, the cinematography, editing, sound design, and score, was instrumental in crafting its immersive atmosphere. Innovative camera work and editing rhythms brought the chariot race and battle scenes to exhilarating life, while intimate lighting and soundscapes grounded personal moments with emotional subtlety. The orchestral score weaved through the film, amplifying its grandeur and poignancy. Together, these elements created a cinematic experience that is as visceral as it is thoughtful, drawing viewers into a world that is both distant in time and immediate in feeling. Audience reactions and critical perspectives affirm the film's enduring legacy. It has been embraced for its storytelling prowess, emotional complexity, and technical achievements. Discussions sparked by the film continue to explore its cultural, historical, and spiritual dimensions, ensuring it remains a vibrant part of cinematic discourse. The cast's reflections and fan responses alike speak to the film's power to inspire, challenge, and comfort across generations and cultures. As we conclude this deep exploration, it is clear that the film is much more than a historical epic. It is a meditation on the human spirit, its capacity for suffering and hope, for conflict and reconciliation. It reminds us that stories from the distant past can illuminate our present, offering lessons on justice, mercy, and the pursuit of meaning. This timeless narrative invites us not only to watch but to feel, to question, and to grow. If this journey has enriched your understanding or sparked new appreciation, I invite you to subscribe and become part of a community dedicated to uncovering the stories behind the stories. Here, we celebrate cinema's power to move hearts and minds, to open windows onto different worlds, and to deepen our empathy and insight. Your subscription supports this ongoing exploration and ensures you won't miss future deep dives into films that shape how we see ourselves and the world. Don't forget to like this video if it resonated with you. It's a simple way to help others discover these rich cinematic journeys. And please share your thoughts, questions, or favorite moments in the comments. Your voice adds to the vibrant conversation that makes film analysis a living, evolving art. Thank you for joining me on this cinematic adventure. Until next time, keep watching with open eyes and open hearts, ready to uncover the magic and meaning woven into every frame.